I'm Vinny Grosso, and welcome to my act. Throughout my performing career, I have performed for some of the largest companies in the world. In addition, I've also consulted for some of the biggest names in magic. But you probably know me most from my appearances on Penn & Teller Fool Us, where I've fooled them twice. I will be teaching my 20-minute act for stage. This act requires minimal props and can be done without any difficult moves, allowing you to purely focus on presentation. I begin with Name a Card. It's a version of Ed Marlowe's Female. Okay? You got a card in your mind? The spectator thinks of any card, and I name it. I'm going to name Brian's card. Vinny. Let me explain. And when we look through the deck, every card has a different name on the back. Their card's also a different color. Don't do Vinny as subtle. I have some variations to this, not only in method, but also in presentation that will be great for corporate settings or just adapt it to your own personal style or taste. My second trick is marked cards. It's a fun presentation that I do explaining my tasteless routine that I did on Penn & Teller Fool Us and America's Got Talent. I'm not only going to teach you the gag that I do in my show. Does it pop out at you now? But I'm going to teach you the actual workings of the routine tasteless that you saw on Fool Us, the genesis of it, all of the thought process behind it, and ways that you can adapt even that routine into your own act without taking off your clothes.
That satisfies me and my curiosity.
Medium exposure. This is my version of mental epic. This version does not use any pre-show. It does not use any forcing. This is also very adaptable into a business card version if you're doing table hopping or corporate events. And I'll explain all of my thought process behind mentalism tricks such as mental epic and master prediction and how you can make better routines for yourself. Tossed out words is my version of a tossed out deck. It uses words instead of cards. Before the show, we had that box out front and we asked people to write down words, any random words. I want you to take one word out, just take one piece of paper out, look at it and memorize it. I try to divine the word, but I can't. And then I call on 3 random spectators. If they said your word, please sit down. And it baffles the entire audience. I show you my favorite version, but in the lecture we'll get into a bunch of other versions that maybe you'll like more than this one. And finally, hostage. It's my version of the Keller rope tie, and it uses a method that not many people know about. This method is so good that if you currently do a rope tie, you're going to want to switch to this. And if you don't do a rope tie, I guarantee you're going to think about putting it into your act. I will also explain some inside tips for performing on television. In this lecture, I will go beyond the methods. I'm going to get into the thought process behind the creation and performance of these routines. I'm Vinny Grosso, and this is my act.